yourself that you can be.
What if this is the best version? What I'd really like is...
So before I saw this film, I kept hearing whispers left and right on how great it is. Well, how did I feel? My name is Brandon Keith Avery, and this is just my opinion. What's up, guys? Thank you so much for tuning in to my opinion/review for Lady Bird. I really do appreciate it, real talk. But before we get into the review, help your boy out. Go ahead and click that subscribe button, become one of my subscribers. Also, click the bell so you can be notified when I make uploads, and also give me that thumbs up. Let's see if we can get this video to 100 likes. Now, this film was a limited release a few weeks ago, and I'm just not getting to it. But for all the blogs that I read, and I didn't check out any reviews, but all the blogs I read and the movie talk shows that I watch, etc., I kept just, oh, Lady Bird is so good, it's so great, it's da-da-da-da, this and that. I kept putting it off, and I was like, I need to see this movie, and I finally went to go see it. This is being directed by Greta Gerwig, which I've never heard of before. She is mostly known as an actress. She has 40 acting credits. Isles of Dogs, which is a Wes Anderson film, which comes out next year. 20th Century Women, Jackie. She did some other stuff. But as far as directing a film, this is her second film that she's directed. She did something called Nights and Weekends that came out in 2008, and I did not see that either. The main titular character in this movie is, and I feel like I should know her name, Miss Ronan. I don't know how to, Cerise, I don't know how to say her name, Ronan. And then, you know, we have her mother, Laurie Metcalf, played by Mary McPherson. And I'll just go ahead and say this. This movie was not for me. It was not saying that it's a bad movie, but it is not for me. And as I was watching it, I was just kind of saying to myself, okay, I really don't see what all the fuss is about, why everybody is so in love with this movie. But, you know, all films are subjective, and just because somebody likes something and I didn't care for it as much doesn't mean anything, and vice versa. Like I said, I didn't read any reviews, but if you go to Rotten Tomatoes right now, this has a 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. And it's not just two people that felt the way. It has 159 reviews on here, whatever, 159 fresh, 0 rotten. So what that means is, that doesn't mean that everybody that saw this thinks it's a perfect 10-10-10, because what's considered fresh on Rotten Tomatoes is a 6 and above, like a 6 out of 10 and above. I believe it may be a 5.5 out of 10 and above, but I think we're going to just say 6 for this review. So that at the very least, everybody liked the film and thought it was at least a 6 out of 10 or above. And of course, I'll get to my rating a little bit later. But what the movie is about is it's just about a girl in 2002, 2003. She lives in Sacramento, California, and she is just not happy with her life. She feels that it is boring. She feels that it is dull, and she just wants to get out and explore, and she wants to go live in New York. That's where she wants to go to college. It's her senior year. And she, of course, adolescent or whatever, so she's in high school. You know, people start having sex and all that. And the main driving force of this movie is the relationship that she has with her mother. Like I said, is being played by Laura Metcalf. Now, what the film did do right is giving a true interpretation of what a teenage girl somewhat goes through in high school. I'll give the film that. They did a great job there. Film also did a great job with the acting. Did a great job there in the relationship that she had with her mother, Christine Ladybird McPherson. She has I don't want to say a great relationship with her mother, but in the film, it was a nice exchange between the two or whatever, because they get along, but then they don't get along. This is in the trailer. At one point, you know, they're like arguing in like a thrift store or a store or whatever, like blah, 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 blah. Her mom picks out a dress in like 2 seconds. They're like, oh, I love it. And so there's just like a lot of back and forth right there. But for the most part, I did not care for Lady Bird's character. She was getting on my damn nerve because she was mean. She was selfish. She was inconsiderate, And I can go down the list naming more characteristics to describe her, but she wasn't thankful for anything. She was always complaining and stuff. Like, you know, her mom and dad like would bend over backwards for her, but she just, you know, just took everything for granted and would just whine and complain. I mean, seriously, one scene, she didn't like the conversation that her mom was having. I mean, and it was kind of something mean that she would say, but she jumped out the car and broke her arm, you know, and I'm just like, okay, I don't see the, you know, that's completely unnecessary unless you're in bodily harm or whatever, you know, but this movie is only 93 minutes and I was so bored. I could not wait to leave. It seemed like this movie was taking forever to end. And like I said, the acting was fine. The relationships was fine. It felt realistic, but I just didn't care. I mean, I couldn't relate to any of these characters. There wasn't nobody black in it. I mean, they had one token black guy in it, but he didn't even speak. He was just in a random parking lot or whatever with his back turned towards the camera or whatever, you know, I see, you know, I see a whole ton of films where it's predominantly white people and I'm still able to relate to them, but I was not able to relate to nobody in this whole thing or whatever. I didn't care for her character. I didn't care for the mom, the dad, her friends, brothers, sisters, people at school. You know, she went to this Catholic school and I was just like, I just didn't care for the situation. At the very beginning of the movie, she's wanting to apply and go to New York to go to college, like I said, but, you know, her mom is trying to be realistic, like, we can't afford it. You know, why can't you go to school here in California? And so just the whole movie is just about her and the last few months of her senior year, or, you know, her last senior year or whatever. And she's just trying to be cool and do this and fit in and be, you know, she's abandoned her friends, you know, like a obese girl. That was very sweet. I love her friend the most. Let me see if I can find her name real quick. Is this her? Yeah, Beanie Feldstein. She looks very pretty in this picture right here. A lot prettier than she looked in the movie. She played somebody named Julie. Julie was the best actress character in this whole movie to me. She was very sweet. She was very caring or whatever. So I mean, I did care for Julie. I care for Julie, but I didn't care for nobody else or whatever. And, you know, you got you know, same stuff that you used to in high school. You know, the average person, they want to not hang out with their friends no more and hang out with the cool clique over here that's having sex and doing drugs and smoking and drinking and, you know, but I just didn't care. Oh, and there was a black guy in this movie, and he was I forgot his name. Let me see, he was because this was at a Catholic school, so he was one of the religious gentlemen, and I don't see him. Man, I'm trying to scroll down this IMDb right here, but I can't. You know, he was one of the guys. He was in that Brett Ratner movie with Eddie Murphy, Tower Heist, with was it Ben Fuller, or I forgot his name, but Tower Heist. He was the guy that was opening all the doors and like the doorman, and then did attempted suicide because, you know, he lost all of his money. He was all right too. I didn't really care for him as well. There was one scene where he was crying and stuff, but I'm not gonna be talking forever, guys. I mean, the story is straightforward. You know, the acting was fine, but I just did not care for the characters in this movie. I did not care for her journey. Lady Bird, she didn't like her name. She just wanted to be called Lady Bird. I even forgot why she wanted to be called Lady Bird, but I just didn't give a crap. I didn't give a crap. And this movie started at 4:15 p.m. today. So 15 minutes of credits, right? 15, 16, 17, 18 minutes of credits, right? So it started about 4:15. And I was like, Brendan, do you want to look at your watch real quick? Not your watch, my phone. And when I look at my phone, I'm polite in the movie theater. I turn my light all the way down and I put it in my shirt like this and look like this so I'm not disturbing everybody else. And I was like, man, if I look at this, I was like, if it's not even close to being done, this is going to make you mad. It's going to feel like time is going by even slower, and I couldn't take it no more. So I looked at my phone. It said 5:23. I was like, damn, we ain't even been here for an hour yet. And this thing is an hour and a half. And it just seemed like that last 57 minutes just took a freaking eternity. Wait, no, I said 57 minutes, 37 minutes. Just took an eternity or whatever. But as soon as those credits hit, I was at the door. I was ready to go. I wasn't even hungry. I was just bored and I just didn't care. So if I were to have to rate Lady Bird, well, before I get my rating, if everybody else liked this movie, and that's fine. It just wasn't for me. So that happens. But if I had to rate Lady Bird out of a 1 out of 10, I would give it a 5.5 out of 10. Yes, a 5.5 out of 10. My guys, that is just my opinion. Have you seen Lady Bird, or do you want to see it? Have I turned you on? Have I turned you off? Do you agree with me, or do you disagree with me? Let me know in the comment section below. Let's get this conversation going and keep it flowing. And if you like this movie, let me know. Yeah. If you like this video, go ahead and give me that thumbs up. And if you don't like the video, that's fine. Just leave me a comment below why and still give me the thumbs up. Since you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Become one of my subscribers so you get all the content that I have to provide. You can also click the bell so you can be notified when I make uploads. You can also go to my website, check me out there, bookmark it. I do have written reviews, justmyopinion.net, on all the latest films. I would really appreciate it. And also, guys, look me up on social media. Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, all that good stuff. It's right there at the bottom of your screen, and I made it very easy for you guys by providing a link to all that good stuff down in the description box below. Guys, I just want to thank you again for tuning in to my opinion/review for Lady Bird. And before you go, don't forget that my name is Brandon Keith Avery, and that's just my opinion. Peace.